Today we've been tucking our way up here in the Agolic Gulf. We started with no wind and I think we are ending it with no wind. We wanted to go a bit further up here, perhaps, to anchor, but now it's already 6 o'clock and we found this little harbor to seek shelter for the night and continue our drifting tomorrow. And the book thief in there, Pernilla, has read like 300 pages in what, 2 days?
Last night.
Since last night. And at the same time I have made it maybe to 100.
It's a good book.
Yeah, let's see if we make it. We have maybe another 3 nautical miles and 2 knots, so another hour and a half. There was for a while like 12-13 knots of wind and we were doing decent speed. But just like this it stopped. Like always. This is the small harbor of Tiros on the Peloponnese. And this is the bookworm, page 370. You still have to put some fenders, we are approaching.
Yeah, see, now it's a new chapter.
I don't care. Are you ready to leave Tiros? 2 days is too much, huh? 2 days, 2 nights. But we have to move further. We want to go towards the tip. And we're mostly ready, aren't we? Okay, you can begin. Yeah, I'm going. And there's the butt shot. Yes, it's up. Good job. And now we go. Bye bye, Tiros. You've been good to us.
For a moment I thought it was coming up.
Yeah, me too.
It was just very well.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of tension on it. So now we're trying to go a bit more south. The wind is also south, so it's not great, but we got a bit restless. Ah, it got stuck. Oh, it got stuck again. Ah, why is there not? That is new. Ah, jeez. Our line management is really bad. We need to wash them and soften them and... Here we go. So, we were
Great face you're making.
Finally a small boat sailing, smaller boat than ours, sailing downwind. We have seen today like 10 charter boats semi-sailing downwind without the engine being engaged, but the engine running, the coolant coming out, and they're just bobbling around with their mainsail half open downwind doing like 2 knots, but the engine running. And at least engage the bloody thing so you make progress. Anyway, people do sail when there's wind. I mean, otherwise, just rent a house and rent a car and go from harbor to harbor. It doesn't make sense, does it?
On that
Grumpy Leo
note.
out. So, Pernilla was just admiring my delicious food I just made while healing, you know, like in crazy winds and
Crazy, mate. Okay, sorry.
For some people, I was just praising myself, saying I'm like the heroes that nobody talks about. I'm that. I'm a hero. Going down there in the combus, in the kitchen, in the galley.
Yeah.
In midst this near death-threatening conditions of sailing. And cooking, you know, with a very dangerous pressure cooker which could fall down and explode and kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Chopping tomatoes in those waves with a sharp knife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
And creating such a delicious lentil
Yeah.
soggy salad. But it's good, right?
Yeah, it's very good. So, conclusion is, if anybody wants to nominate Leo for CNN Heroes, you just contact us with any
Just suggest
information or
I've
questions
looked
you may
it up.
have.
You need to write CNN. You need to suggest your.
You've looked it up.
Yes, I've looked it up.
For lentil salad on. Let's see.
On the high seas.
High seas. Sure. Very high seas.
Well, don't show it. I'm trying to make a point here.
Babe, I can't change the background, darling. Hey!
Look, both phone and book in the hand.
No, it's because I'm doing a quiz on writing down my answers.
Ah, okay. So today is a bad day. We're already engineering for nearly 3 hours and we just can't take it anymore. But we were hoping for a bit of wind. And there's just a little wind and it's completely on the nose. But now we talked to Poseidon and he said if you turn off the engine, again the fetish with Poseidon, if you do turn off the engine and set your sails, the wind will come, right? So it's a peace offering. Here the propeller's still running. Going reverse.
Yeah.
What do we have? Nothing. It goes down to 4 knots and we're still moving with 3, so it's like 2-3 knots.
Especially this quiet.
But 3.
It's getting such a headache.
Maybe yeah, it's terrible. But maybe the 3 hours is like the exercise. That would something we would always get from an electric engine. And if we did had one now, we could drift for another 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And charge.
It would charge a bit by the sun, and then we would have a little bit more.
So we could, yeah. So on a day like today, we would, in theory, be able to start off by motor sailing for 3 hours, turn it off, stay out here for a couple of hours, and then still have
to make it
battery, to make
I mean,
into a harbour or wherever you need to go.
You can't do that everywhere, but if there needs to be some bays or anchorages. The thing is, where we are right now, it is kind of a dead spot because of the mountains, and we have looked for the next days of forecast, and it doesn't really get better.
So we have to go a little bit with the motor.
I mean, otherwise we're gonna miss out on a nice weather window. We're gonna roll out the
I mean, we also know that usually in Greece, at least. Oh, now we're getting a nice butt shot there. Really good. No, but usually in Greece there's this. Excuse me, I was talking. No, but I'll try for the fourth time. Usually in Greece, the wind, there's always some wind coming up in the late afternoon.
Yeah. So finally the wind did come up. Poseidon granted us access to his most precious source, and we decided to go all the way to Monemvasia. I mean, it wasn't too far. I think we engined half, sailed half, at least time-wise. And now we're sailing slowly in there. We are not sure if there will be any space in the harbor. Just have to see, otherwise we might anchor. We did see some dolphins. Kai lost his marbles completely. Scratched Pernilla all over her legs. That wasn't me, if you ever see it. That was Kai. You okay?
scratch up on
here,
my
you
skin.
go in now.
Bloody hell. No, they're not dolphins.
And we had to put him inside. He lost control entirely.
Still crying about it. There he is. He's crying because he's not allowed outside. He's not suffering because we're sailing or anything. Just FYI. This is a dog making a drama because he can't come out and see dolphins. And now we have the camera out, so he's very, he's feeling very certain he's missing out on something.
And because of Kai, we missed this shot. Like this dolphin came toward us very close and jumped out like very high, and it was really
that's what we're
spectacular.
Mostly upset about. What are you doing?
I'm planning tomorrow's trip. So we have been sort of voluntarily stuck here in Monemvasia, which is a pretty amazing town. We have been lucky to find a spot in the harbor, although it's under construction, but we found a spot and it's free. They have turtles swimming in the town. I knew there were two.
Not in the town, babe.
In the harbor basin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean everybody knows. So yesterday we saw 2, and today I launched the drone, and I saw 2, and I saw 3, and then I saw 4, and I saw 5, just in a space of like, in the basin basically. So that was pretty amazing.
That is really cool. Do you want to tell people what this amazing place is and where we are?
So Monemvasia is on the east tip of the Peloponnese. I don't know if you can see. So to give you a reference, I mean here is Tiros, Idra, and then we have sailed up here to Nafplion, which is here, and then we sailed pretty much straight down to Monemvasia, which is this very big, spectacular rock that extends into the sea and has been a fortress for many years. And it has this beautiful town on there and the ancient fortification, and it's a really spectacular place of Greece, or for us so far. So while we were here waiting for the weather window, we also took the opportunity.
Sorry, that's Kai. I can't help it.
Okay. Going in. So while we were here waiting for a good weather opportunity to cross the infamous Cape, we also had the chance to go and visit this awesome old town.
Apparently this is the Gibraltar Rock of Greece and we're on our way there, but good thing is we don't have to cross a runway to get there, so already loving it. Rocks and flowers. Monemvasia is said to be the most romantic place in all of Greece. And I have to say, so far from what I've seen, I'm not going to dispute that. We have seen so many really beautiful places in Greece. Excuse me, Kai, but this is truly special.
I can only say a few things about this place. It's beautiful, and I'm amazed of what they built so that no stones fall on the tourist hats. Like back in the day you were afraid that you get shot by a cannon from that way. Now you're afraid that some rock falls on your head. Probably not really a concern back in the day.
Leo's very fascinated with this whole construction to keep us safe. It is quite intense.
I mean, this looks quite fascinating, right?
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to bend open if a big rock hits, so they bend and absorb the shock.
Big rock hits the net.
Yeah, the net, whatever.
There.
So it doesn't tumble down and destroy the engine and kill somebody. Back in the day it wasn't a problem because people died all the time. Like the average age was probably like 30, 25.
Now they have invented something called lawsuits.
Yeah,
so now it's a problem.
Oh, my son got hit by a rock. Better than being killed by a Turk. Ottoman. And babes, do you feel romantic here? Climbing those slippery slopes?
I feel very attractive. My face is sweating into my clothes.
I mean, who the hell would even attempt to seize the city?
Maybe they didn't do it when it was
Hot.
plus 20.
The original door.
Hi.
Hi. So Pernilla was just saying what a view those people enjoyed back in the day, living here. But I wonder, did they enjoy the view or were they hustling all day to get provisions to get the food to look out for the Ottomans coming who came twice and succeeded? I mean,
What?
yeah, maybe it's our privilege of our days of peace where we can enjoy the views. And back in the day they were like, is that our ship or is this the fucking Ottomans again? Kai is knocked out. Pernilla is knocked out. And we're going to a church to get our blessings.
What do you want to say about that?
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the invention of the century. The concrete mixer. Had they had that back in the day, they would have probably done it in 5 times faster. But they didn't.
Did you have a heat stroke?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
By the way, is there a temple of Poseidon here on this piece of rock?
Oh god, you're overheating.
Is there a temple of Poseidon here, or are we wasting our time? Doesn't work anymore.
Your observations are really on point, my darling.
You know these squats?
What are you letting, babe?
Oh, nothing, I don't know. About the fortification, I was just wondering if they had been invaded already 2 times by Ottomans, some by the Venetians. I mean, why did they even bother building the wall? Didn't seem to work very well. So the last few days there was quite a strong northeasterly wind. Tomorrow it subsides a bit, which is good because we still want a bit of...
It's not about you right now, Kai.
We still want a bit of wind. The southern Peloponnese and all its capes are quite infamous among seafarers.
You got it.
Over there. Yes, that is probably why... Pernille is laughing.
Because you said along 5 times in a row, he couldn't say along.
That is actually why in ancient time they started digging the channel of the Corinth, because it was so hard to get around this cave. I mean, not only is it far to go around, it's also, I think, this majestic mountains, they create weird wind patterns and zones of no wind and heavy winds. And then I just did zoom in here for notes on the maps, and where was it? I'm gonna read it again. When north and south wind blow it, avoid the area of Malea. The winds in the area are usually blustery and violent gusts. Sudden gusts are sent down from the mountain with northerly winds, which are strong enough to rip your sails apart, break the masts, or even cause the boat to capsize. Maybe they're a bit overtelling a story, but
we said that about the
Katabatic wind in Icaria. Yeah.
No, we also said that about the
Messina Strait.
Yeah, exactly, and we got into trouble.
Anyway, they recommend you should keep a distance from the shore, and I think I wouldn't love to go in a strong forecast here, even if the forecast says 30 up to 30 knots, which is already strong. But it might be that then you have gusts of 50 coming down the mountain, and it's probably 50 to 0 plus heavy seas. I think tomorrow will be fine, hopefully. I mean, there are other boats going around there all the time, so now you have good forecast zone. But anyway, it should be hopefully a nice sail, but we might have to end up engineering if the wind is not... I mean, at least that's what we did when we came to Greece. It was either, it's very mixed, the wind. You have it very strong, and then suddenly it dies because of the mountain, and you have to engine, then it comes strong again.
Yeah, so it's not just set your sails and lean back kind of sailing day we have ahead of us.
It's topography that makes the wind very unpredictable. Hopefully not these violent gusts that will rip our sails apart and break our mast and capsize our boat.
Okay, so it can be anything from having to motor sail all day, which we hate, or lose our sails and potentially mast.
And the boat capsizing and...
Oh yeah, capsize. It's a Hellberg, it doesn't capsize. I just jinxed us majorly.
It will just capsize and then come up again.
I have had nightmares like that. And my main thought is holding on to Kai while the boat is doing a 360 on the water.
Yeah, it's quite a soft pillow, then you can...
No, just save my little boy.
He has learned now the harbor life 3 days. Getting walks all the time and yeah, going along the seafront and marking his territory.
Yeah, I think he's ready to find some beaches and some trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And barking at some dolphins. Huh? Dolphins? Yeah, where are the dolphins, Kai? Yeah.
Oh, so mean.
It was also Kai's birthday yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
He's 3 now. And he still behaves like a baby. See you tomorrow, where we're gonna break our sails and break our mast and capsize.